Hello everyone, welcome to this crazy world. Raymond finally gets a break, but doesn't realize real trouble awaits at the UN Maritime Command. How thrilling. All Black, the Secretary General, arranged for Raymond's family, then told him the world status, the US president's a zombie, other governments nearly paralyzed. Right now, besides this aircraft carrier fleet, there's hardly any safe place in the world. Resources are extremely scarce. Raymond's aircraft carrier fleet, with others, offers slight relief. But seriously, hardly anywhere else is safe. Obviously, resources are tight, but they are still willing to waste precious resources to rescue Raymond, all thanks to his remarkable work skills. No matter if it's battlefield experience or intelligence gathering skills, he's the best investigator in the UN right now. However, he's asked to protect a virologist going to South Korea for an investigation, which is like walking into a lion's. Even though Raymond has a family, upon hearing such demands, he can only force a smile, while the general says ominously, it's either fight or just get lost. For his family's safety, he reluctantly agrees, gives his wife a satellite phone, bids kids farewell, and hurriedly flies to South Korea. He was prepared for the worst, but was attacked by a zombie soon after landing at Seoul Airport. Talk about a rocky start. The special forces assigned for protection fired without a second thought, attracting even more zombies. The expert responsible for protection turns tail and runs in a panic. Unfortunately, he accidentally shot himself. By the time Raymond dared to check, the guy was as dead as a doornail. The mission must go on, so Raymond left him to keep the zombies company while he evacuated with the US troops stationed in Korea. At the safe base, Raymond immediately asked about the virus origin. The captain led him to a pile of corpses and sighed, weeks ago, villagers found a dead soldier out in the wild. While the battlefield doctor was checking, the dead soldier suddenly came to life and bit the doctor, and that's when the virus started to spread in Korea. As for whether that soldier was patient zero, the captain was clueless, because no one knew where the body was located. All the evidence had turned to ash in the fire, and the clues went cold. Feeling lost, Raymond suddenly noticed a criminal muttering to himself nearby. After inquiring, the soldier learned this ex-CIA agent was arrested for illegal trading weeks ago. Their credibility was beyond doubt. Although he didn't know the virus origin, he mentioned that Israel built a massive wall 2 weeks before the outbreak. Now it's perfectly positioned to repel zombie attacks. Isn't that a tad too coincidental? Were they predicting the apocalypse? Raymond decided to go to Jerusalem for answers at once, but first, they had the more dangerous task, refueling the plane. So all the soldiers at the base mobilized, splitting into 2 teams. One group provided cover while the other looked for the fuel trucks. Under the protection of 2 special forces, Raymond pedaled his bike to the plane without any issues. But in a split second, kill that guy. The soldiers saw some zombies waking up and began firing, careful not to hit each other. Just as Raymond hung up, the nearby horde of zombies had awakened and began hunting them down. It's a real-life game of predator and prey. Fortunately, they had the fuel truck to guide them, and the sniper covering them did a phenomenal job. The trio finally reached the plane's success. However, Raymond accidentally got knocked down by a zombie. Just as it seemed hopeless, the captain saved him with a shot. Unfortunately, the captain got bitten in the calf while saving him, filling Raymond with guilt upon seeing his injury. But now there's no turning back, it's too late. After refueling, they just needed to attach the hose to take off. One Special Forces member saw this and decided to sacrifice himself to remove the hose, while Raymond charged into the cockpit to guard As the plane was about to take off, Raymond cleared zombies in the cabin, but as fog dispersed, things didn't go as planned. Finally calm, Raymond called his wife to report safety, but a nuclear explosion occurred in the distance. Unbelievable. Explosions raw reached 10,000 meters. The plane lost control, but the pilot stabilized it just in time, narrowly escaping. However, Raymond couldn't feel joy. Strategic weapons meant humanity's peril time was running out. Upon arriving in Jerusalem, Raymond had no time to rest. He told the pilots to prepare for evacuation and quickly met local leaders. To his disappointment, the leaders weren't aware of the virus origins either. They had only reacted due to intercepting an Indian military's bullet. It mentioned the Indian army's battle with zombies. Although the credibility was low, it followed the principle that where there's smoke, there's fire. The leaders had built thick walls in advance. Armed helicopters patrol the outer walls 24/7, monitoring zombies and safeguarding refugees entering. Watching celebrating refugees inside the wall, Raymond felt envy, but quickly snapped back. As the celebratory chants rang out, the refugees sang "Luck is coming." It was quite a comical scene. May you live healthily and prosper. It was almost enough to forget the lurking crisis. However, just as Raymond realized the music was too loud, a few zombies had already climbed the wall, starting the invasion. Soldiers lined up to confront the threat. Helicopters opened fire, to no avail. The city was out of control. The leader hurriedly evacuated in a military vehicle while Raymond, under the soldiers' protection, headed to the airport only to find the path swarming with a tide of zombies. They had no choice but to break through via a side castle tower, truly a dramatic escape. A rescue helicopter was on standby, but Raymond suddenly noticed a little boy nearby who seemed untouched by the chaos, leaving him. The zombies avoided the boy altogether, and Raymond was left in shock, but luckily a female soldier yanked him away in time. By now, the zombies had breached the castle tower, and the soldiers hastily threw grenades. If one wasn't enough, just toss another. Once the smoke cleared, it was eerily quiet. Just as relief set in, a female soldier was bitten, her arm instantly stiffening. Raymond swiftly drew his machete, severed the female soldier's wrist, and initiated emergency first aid, counting down in his mind. Finally, her transformation was avoided, and he breathed a sigh of relief. Don't forget to like and subscribe.